Hello, handmaiden friends and family. Laura here, and today the first thing I want to address is that my free pile hook, my favorite hook, turned back up. This is my second favorite hook. This is my favorite one. It was in a bag of all of my crochet stuff, so when I went to get my crochet hook today, I found it in there. That was probably pretty smart of me if I had remembered that that was where I decided to organize it. So now it's going in my basket with my scarf that I'm making and another hook that turned up. Hopefully that will stay organized. Okay, today I have a crochet hook and I have a piece that I have worked on a flat rectangle loom. It's not connected, so it will be a flat piece when it comes off. Now, that's what we're doing. We're taking it off, which is different from the way you take a hat off. Let me rephrase that. The way I take a hat off is different from the way I take a piece off of a flat loom. You may do it some other way, and that's marvelous. Maybe you've got some trick I don't know. Maybe you're going to watch this and go, what is she doing? But as I always say, this works for me. This has served me well. Nothing I've ever made has fallen apart, and no one has ever, to my face, told me, wow, that's real ugly, Laura. So let's get started. Here's the end. I'm going to turn it around. Okay, I'm sorry to say, this always confuses me a little bit. Okay, I think it will help if I have my yarn coming down in the front. Okay. Ew, I wish I'd finished on the other side, but whatever. We'll do this. I did this. I counted rows to match another little square that I made. Okay, so I've taken, did you see that? Once again, I just took my first loop off of my peg and put it on the crochet hook. Okay. Now these strings here lead to my balls of yarn. I did two to make it thick because I was planning on sewing these squares together for a blanket, and maybe someday I will. I don't know. Dorothy and I are kind of interested in making squares on needles, so I don't know what will happen to the squares I've made thus far. Maybe I'll finish. Anyway, that's my problem, not yours. I take my ball yarn and I wrap it up into my little crochet hook, right? Okay, now I take this bit here. Remember, this was on our loop. I take this bit and I pull it over the hook. Oh, crap. All right, hold on. See? Not graceful, because I would be holding this. Here, maybe if I hold it differently, you can still see, and I can actually do it. Okay, so we've got the ball yarn looped under the hook, and we have slipped over the end of the hook the loop that was on the peg. Okay? Now, if you just went around doing that, yes, it would come off, but it would be much smaller than the end that you had cast on. So what we do to sort of mimic the room that we have, between pegs, is we loop our ball yarn into the hook and slide it over, and we do that twice. Okay? We've got a few more examples. I can show you this a few more times. Hopefully it will make sense. After we've looped two, the loop itself, and then 1, 2, just with the crochet and the ball yarn, we go through and shove our crochet hook down onto that peg loop. Whoop, whoop. See it? Good. And we pull it off the loom. Okay? And do we remember what step 1 was? Yes, step 1 was take this loop up here and pull it over, leaving us with this. And we wrap with our ball yarn once and twice. And then we can, see, I am doing it at an odd angle, but again, that's because I don't want to work from this side. It weirds me out. It's still coming together though. So, you know, experiment with which side you feel comfortable shoving your crochet hook in at. Okay, so we got it off the loom. We pulled the crochet hook yarn off and over. And then we've made a loop with our ball yarn. And 1, 2. This gets tight and uncomfortable to work with. I'm going to try it this way just for, nope, not happening. Get it together, Lora. You just aren't ambidextrous. Although you may want to be. My Enzo and Clara, oopsie, look what I almost did. I almost made a loop. Run in my mouth. Loom over, or loom loop over the crochet loop. 1, 2. Great. Not loom loop over. It was crochet loop over. Stick it down into the hoop, the loop, and over. Okay. Now I'm honestly watching what I'm doing and not what you're seeing. So with the next one, I'm going to make sure that my hands aren't getting in your way. So this could get really awkward. All right, let's see. Shoving in the loop on the peg, pulling off the loop on the peg, loop, pulling over the hook loop, pull it a little tight, and wrapping our ball yarn over the hook and pulling it out. And twice. Good. As I was saying, my Enzo and Clara, my first 2 babes, were ambidextrous. And because that was what I got first, I thought that when my third, Aston, was born, I brought him to the doctor freaking out. The baby's paralyzed on his left side. He doesn't do anything with his left arm. And the doctor looked me straight in the eye and laughed and said, the baby's right-handed, Lora. I'd never seen a one-handed baby up close. You know, maybe my brothers and sisters, but I wasn't paying attention with the same neuroses as a sibling as I have as a mother. Okay, look, see, we're coming off. Do you see that? It looks like a thing, right? Hook, I'm gonna bring you with me all the way around, and you'll probably get to see a few things. Like, I will probably humble myself by making mistakes, because sometimes I forget. And how about that? Sometimes I don't know how many loops I've put in between. I forget. Again, nothing's ever come out like a nightmare. Everything always looks just fine. I've made baby blankets, I've made scarves, I've made shawls, I've made, well, I tried to make a regular size blanket, as I've told you about, the infamous one that broke the loom, so that ended up being more of a shawl. But Israel wraps up in that every day. He loves it. So, okay, we got to come around the corner. It's a little bit difficult. Get that hook in. Boop. Over. 1 and 2. Good. Now we're coming over around this side. See, this is exciting. Look, I'm completely off on the one side. Isn't that thrilling? Gosh, I love this stuff. Okay. So again, we're going to pop our hook through. Now, someone who knows more than me might be able to tell you what size hook you need for this project. I've always just grabbed whatever hook was handy. And again, never had a problem. Okay. Ugh. I know this is so awkward, and I'm sorry. There is maybe Elisa or Savannah. I think Savannah knows how to do this as well. Maybe they can do a more graceful job than I do. 1, 2. But we're getting it done. We're getting it done. It's okay if we don't look beautiful when we're doing it. Okay. Hooking it through. Popping it off. Going over. And 1 and 2. Alrighty. We're clipping right along here. Obviously, if you did a little skinny piece, you know, thin, widthwise, you're probably done already. If you did a blanket, you're going to be at this long after I've said goodbye. But that's okay. Now, see, it does, that's why it's so awkward, is it clings close to the loom. You know, it doesn't give you a lot of room to work with. So you're fiddling with this loom. 1, 2. You're fiddling with the loom and trying to work your crochet hook. So 1 and 2. And we'll get right up in there. Yeah, pull it off. 1. Oof. When we were little, not super little, maybe I was 10 or 11, my sister Elisa got a pot holder maker for Christmas. And I just absolutely loved sitting in the house, making the pot holders. Made me so happy. But the one thing I could never remember how to do was how to get them off of the pot holder weaving loom. So Mom always had to do that for me. Sorry, my 3 comedians are outside my bedroom door right now. I think they're funny. 1, 2. Okay, 3 more, 3 more. Are you excited? I'm excited. I'll be really excited when that black scarf that I showed you in the other videos is done. That thing has taken a lifetime, but, you know, so what? So when I get that done, what? I start something else. It doesn't matter. I expect as long as my hands don't, you know, quit on me with carpal tunnel and arthritis, and as long as my eyes still work, I will always be working on knitting something. I'll always have something going. Yeah? Hold on a sec. Okay. Now see, that knot came at just the wrong time. I'm going to take this apart and put it on because I actually need to show you what I'm doing. I was thinking there about my Nana, my great-grandmother. and how sad she got when her vision got too bad to knit anymore. 1, 2, and then the knock at the door came, and I forgot that this is actually an important part, okay? I'm all the way off except for my last guy. Okay, I did 2. Now, I have my last fella here, right? Hook, through, pulling it off, right? Pulling it all the way off. We're still on here, right? What am I going to do? I'm going to do 1 more loop. Okay. Loop that through just like before, and I'm grabbing my scissors. I am grabbing my scissors. Okay, I'm pulling, that was my ball. That's it, man. That is it. Now, I have, this is actually the nice side. You can see, what have I done here, kids? I've done a garter stitch. No, I haven't. No, I haven't. Right, that was a trick. I've done a rib stitch. This is what? 2 knits, 1 purl. 2 knits, 1 purl. Rib stitch. Does this remind you of, like, I don't know, the cuff of a sweater? Yeah, it does. There you go. I like it because it makes a little bit of elasticity with that purl stitch, sucks it back in, so I thought that would be good as a blanket. Give it a little extra thickness if I sew these all together. So I can, if I want to, though I haven't, all the ones I've made so far still have their little tags on them, their little bits of yarn. But if I want to, you have to know, I don't know if you can hear the kids talking, but it's hilarious because the door, my bedroom, my house is laid out like ridiculous. When we used to rent my house out, I'd like tell people downstairs, they'd say, oh, this house is nice. I'm like, yep, brace yourself. And then we'd go upstairs. And to get to my bedroom, you have to walk through the bathroom. So these kids who think they're being funny are sitting in the bathroom right now. Like, who hangs out in the bathroom? Okay, so what I can do to make this disappear is just sort of sew it in. I can sew it right into all these little stitches. I can go down a little maybe. Doesn't really matter at this point. I can work it in over on the side. Just trying to make sure it's not painfully obvious that it's there. You know, this is all, when I sew these pieces together, you know, if it were a scarf or a blanket, of course, that would be it. It would be over. When I sew the pieces together, though, to make my patch blanket, this is really going to disappear because, but look at that. Are you looking at it going, oh my gosh, she sewed an extra string through it? No, you are not. It's totally fine. It's totally acceptable. Chances are every knit bit of everything you've ever owned has a tail woven into it somehow or another. Yeah, there they are, hanging out in the bathroom again. All right, so there. I'm cutting it off. And that's it, baby. I am done, done, done. So thank you for following along. And our friend Kate has already shared her scarf that she finished with us, and it is beautiful. She has the loveliest eyes. And the scarf that she made is a purple and bluey sort of thing, and it really looks beautiful on her. And Mom shared in her video that she's working on a nice, chunky, off-white, sort of natural-looking thing that I think is going to be beautiful. So, if there's any way, share your projects with me. Comment any questions that you might have in the comment section below. I will do my best as always to get back to ya. And most importantly, have some nice, warm, cozy fun. I will see you later. Bye.